Question number 1. Who is in the Devil Mask in AEW? As AEW World Champion, MJF is fond of saying, nobody is on the level of the devil. On September 27th episode of Dynamite, White was attacked by a group of assailants dressed in all black, one of whom was wearing a devil mask. He's accused MJF, or perhaps his best buddy Adam Cole, of launching this attack to derail his championship ambitions. My question to this board is, who's the devil and why? And leading us is the co-champion, Big Dan from the great show Dan and Benny in the Ring. Dan, you're on the 30. Go!
Well, you have to hope it's a big name, it's a debut, it's somebody that's important and that's going to break records and actually bring some numbers. God knows AEW needs it. Unfortunately, AEW's recent booking has kind of led us to think that it's going to end up being more Black Scorpion and less big debut. It's going to be Brother Brutai under the mask attacking Hulk Hogan. I would love to see somebody I would love to see somebody in MJF's camp that you wouldn't expect, like a heel turn. I would love to see it be a Roddy or be an Adam Cole who are milking their injury. I think Devil's a little tall to be Adam Cole. I mean, I do not buy into at all the stuff that's coming out online that people are saying it's going to be somebody like a Punk return, and it's all been a big work this whole time. I don't give Khan that much credit for booking, but no, I think it's going to be somebody in the Adam Cole and Roderick Strong camp, and that's going to lead to an eventual heel turn. And I'm calling it, I think it's going to be the other way around. I think Adam Cole turns heel and they keep MJF face. There's too much money there. It's going to be somebody in that camp under the mask. Without question, it won't be the big spectacle ooh-ah that everyone is hoping for, that everyone thinks it is. I would love for it to be someone like a CM Punk, but there's no way, and I don't mean him specifically, I mean somebody of his caliber, but there's no way at this point with AEW's recent fizzle. But yeah, I think it'll be somebody from the Roderick Strong, Adam Cole camp.
All right, Dan, that's good first round. And although I got to tell you personally, if it's any of the ones you mentioned beside Punk, I don't know if I'm too excited about it. That's for sure.
That's like I said, I think it'll be more Black Scorpion.
All right, Phil, co-champion, you're on the board. You're on the 30. Go.
Well, they say it's better the devil you know than the devil you don't know, which kind of making me think maybe it's the devil we don't know. Maybe they're just kind of running a decoy too, and it's actually someone else, and maybe not a talent per se under the mask. You know, I always wondered when or if Tony Khan was going to summon his inner Vince McMahon and become the billionaire bad boy and somehow inject himself a little more actively into storylines and maybe bring his own group of people together. So that was one thought that ran through my mind. Probably unlikely, but it would be fairly interesting. Could it be Sting? He's the last person we'd think about, right? I mean, everything says, no way. And we really have to think, might it be a person who is directly in the opposite camp right now? And I think Sting could certainly fit that bill too. I think it's safe to say it's probably not going to be Kevin Sullivan. I know there's some rumblings about Jim Cornette. Yeah, Boston bad boy Kevin Sullivan. That would be a trip, wouldn't it, huh? I don't think he's too old, but who hasn't been more of a devil to AEW than Jim Cornette with his slings and arrows and barbs and criticisms and everything else? I think he'd make a great devil. He'd be just anti-AEW all the way. Just a lot of choices. I hope they really do something special with this.
Well done, Phil. And good choices. I really like the Tony Khan angle. And then I wasn't even thinking about Cornette. That's a friggin' awesome angle.
Yeah.
All right. ESO. You heard the first two guys. Got a little bit of advantage here. Prep yourself a little bit. You're on the 30. Go.
Okay, so first of all, let's get the obvious ones out of the way. We would love to see it be CM Punk. How great of a swerve would that be if they pulled the wool over our eyes again? And that would be one of the greatest works of the past 5 years of wrestling if they could pull that one off. So let's face it, that's not happening. It's AEW. Let's look at some of the wrestlers who it possibly could be. How about a Ric Flair? Come on, we just signed Ric Flair to a multi-year deal. Why not? Ric Flair has a history of going under a mask. Could be him. Hey, I'm not sure who mentioned Sting. Sting, he's been under a mask before. Absolutely, there's a possibility it could be Sting. Why not Adam Copeland? We just brought him back. We could just throw him into the mix, or Luchasaurus is already under a mask. Could be him. Realistically, I have no idea who it could be. Brother Brute, I love that from Dan. Absolutely, let's make it Brother Brute. Here's some. How about it's Paul White? It's got to be Paul White. It's the giant Paul White.
What do you do? Shrink, Bruce? I mean,
wait! I got it. No, it's Mark Henry. It's got to be Mark Henry under that mask. That's who it is. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm banging out here. I'm ruining my things, banging on my desk here. But yeah, definitely Mark Henry. Vince McMahon himself. Maybe it's Vince himself coming back. He did it in the corporate ministry. Why not Vince McMahon? Elias, I don't know. You tell me who's it going to be.
You're pulling names now, man. Wow. All right, player. Time to redeem yourself, sir. In the final spot. You're on the 30. Go.
Well, the first thing that I have to say is that my faith in God has been restored, because the minute you asked that question, I thought, dear God, please don't let me get picked first. And I was picked last. So far, so good. But I got to tell you, host Monty, that this question is about as exciting as a hand job from Stephen Hawking.
Oh, my God.
I want to get that on the record. So, I mean, who could it be? I mean, it could be anybody.
Michael Monty is under that mask.
It could be Mike Monty. It could be Jimmy Farrow. I mean, it could be Rosie O'Donnell. I mean,
that's where Farrow is.
Maybe it is Farrow. I think you might be right.
Right. I mean, it could be Mighty Joe Thunder. I don't know if you guys remember him from 1983. Wrestled 4 of the most horrible matches in the history of the WWF. Even Lou Albano had a way on that one. But yeah, honestly, it's got to be somebody who, when they find out who it is, it's got to mean something. So it's got to be somebody who has some kind of correlation with MJF now, so that when it is revealed, it's like, holy crap. I got to say that, and I don't really follow the product that closely, but I would say if I had to make one guess, I'm going to guess it's Adam Cole, because that would actually matter.
I don't know if that matters, man, to be honest with you. I mean, how come none of you guys thought it could be Britt Baker? That's my guess.
Right. The devil could be a woman.
Yeah.
Devil woman.
Yeah.
And she's defending, Adam
I don't know. In all fairness, the devil's punches actually looked real, so I wouldn't think it was Britt Baker.
Well, I got to tell you this, is if it has to be someone like Phil said and all you guys said that makes you want to watch this. If they unmask somebody and they shit the bed, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
All right.